And sometimes I think about like, because right now I got a mic in front of me, but I'm like, I could really feel like, ooh, I'm glad to get that off my chest, but I feel like I would blow up in my face later.
Yeah.
So I usually leave my personal beef in private spaces.
Exactly.
Right.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't do that. But I see cousins that are on there like that talk about other cousins on Facebook. Or they mama and daddy on Facebook. And I'm like, really?
I see people have it out on Facebook. Couples have it out on Facebook. Family members have it out on Facebook.
I won't lie. I've gotten into it with family members on Facebook. Not a whole lot. Not too bad, but we've gotten into some little, like I said, not too bad or too personal, but we've had some back and forth, yeah.
But it's in a discussion of a post or something, right?
Yeah.
It's not like you put a post that's like, ain't Lila can eat my ass.
No.
Something's wrong with her.
No. None of us have posted anything like that, but we have, kind of.
Yeah, I've seen stuff like that, like, or that's just straight up passive aggressive. Like some people be acting like they know everything about your life, but really they don't.
Yeah,
I'm looking at you.
Right,
put the name in.
Right,
yeah.
like, with the arrows, with the fingers pointing, and the claps.
And I'm like, really? No, don't go there, baby. Yeah. Now it's out there and it can't be pulled back.
Mm-hmm. Or they'll be like, at least my kids got shoes, unlike some people kids. Like, but you on my post, bitch.
All right, so let's get into our mail.
Oh, yes, wait a minute, Mr. Postman. Hey, Mr. Postman.
So it's funny because I was just wondering, like, man, I have not heard from my man Chaz in a minute. Chaz is he's a super fan. He's been riding with us for a minute, and he's like also one of the editors, and I still see him post things on our page from time to time. Not like he used to, but he still does, and I know he's busy doing a lot of stuff. I was like, I wonder if Chaz is still listening, and I was going to reach out and holler at him, but he beat me to it, and he sent this in. Dino, Monique, and Pip. Love the Pipified purple-coated episode. From the traffic cop incident to the tips from the side chick. Oh, my God. The traffic cop incident, that got a lot of buzz online. A lot of people love that.
Man.
You guys had me in my vehicle for 1.5 hours enjoying your company. I have to say, I am going on 61 this year, and I still can't pull off dressing Carl Kanai or even skinny jeans.
Still can pull off.
Oh, still can. Oh, my bad. Still can pull off.
No, you can't.
Dressing like Carl Kanai or even skinny jeans on my 6'8", 315-pound frame.
See, you wrong.
No, he's 6'8", 315. He can.
I wonder
skinny jeans?
I wonder if he meant he can or he can't. I wonder what that is. Chaz, you're going to have to write us back and let us know.
It says can.
I know it says can,
but
is it a typo? Is it a typo or not, Chaz? I'm asking Chaz. Is it a typo? Did you mean that you can or you cannot?
He can.
So that's my question.
Where did he find a Carl Kanai?
That's a good question. That's a good question. Maybe he still got in his closet from 1989.
All right.
I am also impervious to any side-eye attacks because I am rarely, if ever, looked down at the little people. Mm-hmm. Google me, Pip. LOL. But really keep up with the show's standard of quality content based on topics and discussions. People are thirsty in these streets. Lastly, please remind listeners to share the show on social media. Again, thank you, Dino and crew. Thank you, brother.
Thank you. Thank you, yes, for all the feedback.
Yes, Chaz.
Chaz, you whatever you want. You 6'8". I ain't going to tell you shit.
Hello?
I wasn't telling him anything. I'm just curious because the reason why I'm asking is because I know Chaz a little bit. Outside the show, we have a relationship and we talk and whatever else. We FaceTimed and all that. And he doesn't strike me as a dude that would be wearing skinny jeans and Carl Kanai.
I think he was joking.
Especially skinny jeans. So that's why I'm wondering if he meant he can't pull it off or if he can't. And I'm not judging his frame or anything. I just mean I don't think he I just don't know. I just don't see him as the kind of guy who would be wearing skinny jeans.
I just say if you
all.
6'8", 315, you can do whatever the fuck you want to. I ain't saying shit to you.
But he also says he's impervious to any side eye attacks.
Because he's 6'8", 315. He don't care.
Because he don't look
What you
down at the
gonna
little
do?
people.
What you gonna do?
Well, exactly. He up
What
there,
you gonna do?
down there.
I'm gonna do what I want to do. You do you.
That's
but
true.
you ain't gonna like what? You gonna tack my knee?
So Chaz, when you don't forget, next time you in Cali, man, look me up so we can get together and go to the range.
Yes, and thanks for reminding us. Everybody share the show. Share it with your friends, your co-workers, your friends of friends, on your Snap to the chat, on your Instagram, on your Face to the book, and on your Twit to the third. Make sure you share. Make sure you share our show. Share it everywhere.
That's right. And so before we go, I am going to, and speaking of sharing, I'm going to share and do some shout outs, whatever. We always talking about Evening Radio Podcast, but there are a lot of other people that I'm down with and that we're down with, that we ride with and are cool with us, that we don't shout out or talk about as much. And I'm going to give them some space. I'm going to start off with Cole of Cole Sports. I believe his name is Cole Johnson. He has a great sports show. I don't listen to it regularly because I'm not that big a sports dude. I'm really an NBA dude. I like NBA, a little bit of boxing, a little bit of MMA, but I'm basically an NBA dude. I don't even do college hoops, so I'm very narrow in my sports selection. And I tell my wife, because she complains, I'm like, you don't know how good you have it. Like how she tells me about how good I have it because she doesn't go and run up the credit card bills real high like a lot of women do or whatever. I'm telling you, wife, like most dudes watch at least 2 or 3 sports.
Right.
So you got basketball season, you got football season.
Year round.
Yes. So and not only do they watch it, they're a lot more hardcore about it than I am.
Oh, yes.
I will
Fantasy leagues.
I'm in fantasy league, but still
I'm talking about for multiple sports.
I'm in a fantasy league, but no, I'm saying how many dudes I record my games to watch on the weekends or when my own private TV time, so it doesn't interrupt our time because the games come on NBA comes on in the evening when we're having our time, family time. And I don't watch NBA when it's on live because of that. Right. I watch it later on.
Yeah, East Coast games come on early.
Like, you have a lot of nerve complaining about me and Spurs because you got it really good. Really good, wifey.
Yeah, I'm with you. Even I come home straight from work and I watch the NBA game because it's on as soon as I get home.
Yeah, I had a friend of mine. He had 2 TVs, 2 big, huge TVs. And on Sundays, one would have one game. Then one, he would have like the split screen with like the little 6 screens on it.
Right.
Then he had his fantasy league on his phone. And if something went wrong, like he would go and take a nap because he was so upset.
So back to Cole Sports. So we traded promos. He's playing our promo. We're going to play his. And then I'm also going to just shout some other people out that have not given me promos. So here goes Cole Sports.
If you're looking for a sports hosting show that gives you the flavor.
Tom Brady, thrown for over 60,000 yards, the most playoff victories, the most Super Bowls, the most Super Bowl MVPs. He is not the greatest of all time.
That brings the energy.
Shaq quote, "The earth is flat."
Close quote.
"The earth is round."
That isn't about
this or that. This or that. Charles Barkley, 1994. You stole 2 home games in the Western Conference semifinals against the Rockets. Your team blows it in 7. 1 year later, up 3-1. 2 games at home, and you blow that too.
Then you've come to the right place.
I am that man, your man, the illustrious tour guide Cole Johnson. Cole Sports.
On Cole Sports with a Z.
There you go. And don't let that schizo entertaining promo scare you. His show is not that erratic. It's very well produced, very professional, very very clean, very good. And if I was into sports like that and was, enough to listen to a sports show, I would listen to it regularly. And I still check it out even though I'm not into sports like that. But yeah, Cole Sports, Cole Johnson, he's all that. You guys give him a check out. Check him out.
Yeah, check that out. That sounds cool. He seemed like he was coming with the real facts and stats.
Also, of course, we want to shout out my man, Be Honest at the No Nonsense Show. The No Nonsense Show, which also includes Paler the Great. with
Our good friends.
BTG for president. So you guys want to check them out when you get a chance. Another great show that from a friend of mine, Daryl McCullough, is called Full Circle Podcast. You can catch them on YouTube as well as all the other places that you can download audio podcasts. They have a video podcast as well on YouTube, and it's a little more political at times than some other. So if you're really into politics, it's not always political, but it's him and he has two female. It's like the inverse of us. It's him and two females instead of just Dejan and two guys. And it's with he has Erica White and he has Carmen Miller as his co-host, and they are great. I've been on their show quite a few times. I don't get to say much, but I've been on there a lot. I always tease them about that, but I got to get them. I got to get them on our show.
Yeah.
So that's something I'm still working on. And let's see who else I want to shout out. My girl Model E and Friends podcast by Erica Jones.
Okay.
She's my sister on Twitter. I tease her about being Jessica Jones, half black superhero sister. But we want to check her show out, and an honest conversation about hip hop. So if you like hip hop and you like hearing people chop up that talk about top five, you know what? Honest conversation about hip hop really reminds me of kind of a barbershop kind of thing, like a man. You know, we have this thing. You know, the barbershop for black males is like a thing, like a rite of passage, and there's a lot of man talk that goes on there or whatever, and male bonding. That's what that show kind of reminds me of. Like if me and my boys were like hanging out at the barbershop and they were recording and made a podcast out of it. That's what that show reminds me of.
My brother would love that.
Yeah. So there's some great podcasts, and there's so many more. So many more. But
but make sure you listen to ours, though.
Well, if they're hearing us, I think they do listen to.
Yeah, I'm just saying regularly.
Oh yeah, you know what? Back to the last week, I asked if you listen to our show, and because of it, you listen to Evening Radio Podcast or vice versa to shout us out or whatever. I only got one person who responded, and then also in like manner. Jason and Mindy, they put it out there. They put out the same thing. They said,
I heard that.
And one person from their show listened to us, and he liked it. If I can find I don't know if I can find Twitter. It's so hard to track all the comments. Oh my God. He said something about he listened. It was well produced. It sounded good, and he did not want to turn it off in the first 10 minutes.
That's good.
Right.
Great.
That is good.
We'll take that.
So that's what I said. That's exactly what I said. I'll take it. I can't find his name right now to shout him out, but I appreciate it. I appreciate you rising to the challenge and listening to us and
giving feedback.
and then-
Yes, and
right,
thank you. Thank you to
exactly.
everybody that writes in and gives us feedback. We really appreciate it.
So we wish more people would also check out Evening Radio Podcast, because you really missing it if you're not, because it's a really fun show. And Pip and I were just talking before we got on air, saying how we learn something every week, because
Every week.
they have a segment of fun facts, and they give these little trivia things, whatever, and it's really fun. And
Well, more than that, they always tell you like those, like you always like it's International Taco Day.
that's another thing. Yeah, they start the show off at the top of each show. They tell you what the day
celebration.
is.
Oh, that's
Because
cool.
every day is
It's something, yeah.
Yeah, and so they always tell you what it is.
Oh, cool. That's good. I like that.
Yeah, I literally learn something new every time I listen.
Oh yeah,
Literally every
definitely.
time.
Sometimes I learn a little too much. I ain't gonna lie, because when they start talking about about Jason's bush, his full bush, and Mindy's big old tig-o bitties, and I'm like, okay, all right, y'all.
Okay.
I'm like, wow, that's a lot of info.
Yeah, trim
Sitting
that.
here listening to your friends talking about that.
They bits and tits.
They're giving the people what they want.
Okay.
Sex sells.
Sex.
Oh boy.
sells.
Indeed, always got masturbation stories and stuff, and
What?
yeah, there was they did this one segment a couple episodes ago. I think I came like 3 times,
Oh, Lord.
and I was at work.
So you was being modest.
I'm usually listening to them on the train. I listen to my favorite. I usually listen to them on the train. I also listen to my friend Michael Varati's show Dead for Filth, which is like a gay horror podcast.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. It's really good, actually. It's really he's a great interviewer, actually, and sometimes it's an overlap just because he's actually a real life friend of mine, and we have like some friends in common that have either appeared in horror movies or make horror